Hi my dear students, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and watch my previous videos to understand the basic concepts of heat transfer. In this class, we are going to discuss about critical thickness of insulation. First of all, what is meant by insulation? We know that insulation is provided to reduce the heat transfer. Yes, for example, let us assume this room is equipped with an air conditioning. For example, this is my room and it is equipped with an air conditioner. For example, this air conditioner is removing 1 kilowatt of heat, okay, from this room. Now I want to increase the efficiency of this refrigeration, air conditioning. So we can add insulation to the walls. By adding insulation, what happens? The rate of heat transfer reduces from outside surroundings to the inside the room. For example, inside room temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. The outside temperature, for example, 32 or 35 degrees centigrade. We know that heat transfer takes place from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. For example, before insulation, the rate of heat transfer, say Q1, for example, 500 joule per second, for example. Now we want to increase the efficiency of air conditioning. That is, we can reduce the rate of heat transfer from surroundings to the room by adding insulation. After insulation, the rate of heat transfer from surrounding to inside the room is, for example, 250 joule per second. So that it can last the same temperature up to some more extent without using air conditioning. It means by switching off the air conditioning. Hope you understood. Now, this is the one example of insulation, and we have steam pipes, cylindrical insulation, spherical insulations. And why we are going to discuss the critical thickness of insulation. When the insulation is provided for cylindrical and circular shapes, spherical shapes, we face difficulties whether the heat transfer increases or decreases. That depends on the critical thickness of insulation. That we will discuss clearly. Now let us do analysis based on the assumptions. Now what are the assumptions? Steady state one-dimensional heat transfer, neglect pipe thickness and resistance, thermal conductivity and heat transfer coefficient is constant. Here thermal conductivity is for insulation. And no heat generation, no internal heat generation, and radiation effects are neglected. Now let's do analysis on plain slab. Now we will see, by providing insulation for a plain slab, whether the rate of heat transfer is increasing or decreasing. Now draw a simple layout of plain slab. Okay, now this is plain slab. Now we are adding insulation. Okay, this is area of the plain slab. Now heat flow direction normal to the area, like this. Okay, now this is the thickness of the plain slab. Now we are going to provide insulation for this plain slab. Now these red lines indicate insulation. Now, we know the formula delta T equal to QR. Take R as total resistance. Now, in previous classes, we have discussed that how many types of resistance are there? One is convective and another one is conductive resistance. Now, can I consider total resistance is equal to conductive resistance plus convective resistances. Okay, now from this equation, can I say, okay, delta T equal to QR. Now, what is the relation between heat transfer and resistance? Definitely it is inversely proportional. Let us see. Now, R is equal to delta T divided by Q. Okay. Now the relation between resistance, total resistance and heat transfer is inversely proportional. That is, if resistance decreases, the rate of heat transfer increases. Right? Now, come here. For a plain slab, what is the formula for conductive resistance? L divided by Ka. Okay. Now, what is L here? L is the thickness of the plain slab. See here, by providing insulation, the thickness of plain slab is increasing. Yes. Now, when L increases, the thickness of plain slab increases. See here, the numerator is increasing. Therefore, conductive resistance increases. Okay. Now, we know that conductive resistance always increases when thickness of insulation or when thickness of the total plain slab increases. Simply, the thickness of insulation increases, conductive resistance increases. Now, what about convective resistance? Convective resistance formula is 1 divided by HA. We know that convection. What is meant by convection? Convective heat transfer. It is a heat transfer from solid surface to fluid medium. See, after providing insulation, there is no change in area. There is no change in surface area. Okay, there is no change in area, and H is also constant for the surrounding fluid medium. Therefore, convective resistance is constant. No change in convective resistance. Now what? Now what about total resistance? We know that total resistance is equal to conductive plus convective. Convective resistance is constant, but conductive resistance is increasing. Therefore, by increasing the thickness of insulation for a plain slab, conductive resistance increases. Therefore, total resistance also increases. When total resistance increases, what happens? The rate of heat transfer decreases. Okay, hope you understood. Now, when we provide insulation in a plain slab, what happens? Conductive resistance increases. Simply total resistance increases. When resistance increases, the rate of heat flow also decreases. Okay. Now, we face difficulties when it comes to the cylindrical and spherical shapes. Okay, that we will discuss next in second case. Now, case 2. Case 2. Now, let us do analysis for cylindrical or sphere insulated from outside. Okay, let us say this is cylinder. Now, this cylinder is insulated from the outside. Okay, under this condition, now let us do analysis whether the heat transfer, by providing insulation, whether the heat transfer is increasing or decreasing. We will see. Now, let us do analysis on cylinder. Okay, this is cylinder. This is the length of the cylinder. Here L is not thickness. Here L is length of the cylinder. Okay. Now heat transfer is in radial direction. Say this is R1. Okay. Neglect thickness of the pipe and resistance of the pipe material. Now by providing insulation. Now we provided insulation for this pipe, cylindrical insulation. Say R, because we don't know how much thickness of insulation to be provided. So let us take simply R. Right? Now we know that total resistance is equal to conductive resistance plus convective resistance. Now for cylinder, for cylindrical shapes, what is the conductive resistance formula? Ln R naught by outer radius by inner radius. Here outer radius is R, inner radius is R1 divided by 2 pi k L. Which K? Insulation. Okay. Now convective resistance formula 1 divided by H into area. Here what is area? 2 pi R into L. Outer surface area. Heat is convecting from the outer surface area. Yes or no? This is convection. Okay. Now from here to here we have conductive resistance, and from here to, from outer side to any other fluid medium is having convective resistance. Now we know the formula. Okay. Now by increasing the thickness of insulation, here what is thickness of insulation? Now this is the thickness of insulation. This is thickness of insulation. Okay, what is thickness of insulation? Can I write R minus R1? Simply by increasing the radius of insulation. Okay, we are increasing the radius of insulation means simply we are increasing the thickness of the insulation. Now by increasing the thickness of insulation in terms of radius, now when R increases, what happens? What about conductive resistance? The numerator value is increasing. Therefore, conductive resistance increases. Okay. Now come to the convective resistance. When R increasing, see the denominator value is increasing. If the denominator value increases, what happens? The total value decreases. Therefore, convective resistance decreases. When convective resistance decreases, now at the conductive resistance increases, and at the same time convective resistance is decreasing. From this, what you understood? Why the convective resistance is decreasing? By increasing the thickness of insulation, the surface area available for example, see, suppose this is insulation. Okay. Now we are increasing the thickness of insulation, increasing thickness of insulation. Suppose this is first insulation and this is second insulation. The area available for convection in first case is less than the second case. Yes or no? We know that what is the convective resistance formula? Q is equal to HA delta T. Here A is surface area. If surface area increases, Q also increases. What type of heat transfer? Convective heat transfer increases. We know that Q is inversely proportional to resistance. If Q is convection, the resistance is convective resistance. See here Q is increasing, convective resistance decreases. Hope you understood. as the surface area increasing, when we provide insulation, when we increasing the thickness of insulation, the surface area is increasing. When surface area increases, the area available for convection is increasing. The area available for convection is increasing. If area increase, surface area increases, what happen? Convective heat transfer increases. If convective heat transfer increases, what happen? Convective resistance decreases. Now, what about the total resistance? Conductive resistance is increasing, convective resistance is decreasing. Then the total resistance may increase or decrease. In the same time, in the same way, heat transfer also may increase or decrease. Now, in these cases, we need to check the critical thickness of insulation. Okay, hope you understood. Now, according to experiments, we have a graph between resistance and radius. Now, okay, this is the radius and this is resistance. Now, when the thickness of insulation increases, whether it may be cylinder or sphere, the conductive resistance increases. Now, this is a graph of conductive resistance to the radius. Now, at the same time, the surface area available for heat transfer is increases. Then what happens? Convective resistance decreases. Now, say this is convective resistance. By taking the average values of both, we have a graph of total resistance like this. Okay. Now, the total resistance is minimum at some radius. That radius is known as critical radius or C. Okay. Now, by increasing the thickness of insulation, that is radius of insulation increases up to some extent, the total resistance decreases up to this point. That point is known as critical radius. After this point, if we increase the thickness of insulation, what happens? The total resistance again increases. Okay. Now, in the same way, draw the graph between heat transfer to the radius. Now, this is critical radius. Now listen carefully. We know that heat transfer and total resistance is inversely proportional. When the resistance increases, simply the heat transfer decreases. Now, see here, from this point to up to RC, the total resistance is decreasing. When total resistance decreasing, what happens? Rate of heat transfer increases. Now, can I draw like this? The rate of heat transfer increases up to critical radius point. After this, slowly the total resistance is increasing. When resistance increases, what happens? Heat transfer decreases. Okay. Now, so we can observe maximum heat transfer at critical radius. Now, say this is region 1 and this is region 2. Now, the region 1 is used for example, current carrying wires. Now, why we are providing insulation for a current carrying wires? Okay, not only for shock proof. When current is flowing, there is some heat generation in the copper wires. If the heat is accumulated in the copper wire, what happened? There may be some melting of copper wires. So that we have to increase the rate of heat transfer from copper wire to surroundings. Okay, so what we have to do now, by providing insulation, see, for example, the radius of copper wire is, for example, 0.5 mm, for example. Okay, take 5 mm. Okay. Now say R1, that is 5 mm. Now by providing insulation, the outer radius is increasing. Now we are adding insulation. So what happened? The radius is increasing. When radius is increases, the heat transfer increases. So in these cases, what are these cases? Example, when for current carrying wires, the region 1 is used for the analysis. Now for the second region is used for steam carrying pipes. Okay, in steam carrying pipes, we are interested in to reduce the rate of heat transfer from steam to the surroundings. Okay, so the region 2 is selected for the analysis or for the insulation of steam pipes. Hope you understood. Now, how to calculate the critical radius? Now let us do analysis for cylinder as well as for sphere to calculate the critical radius. Now we are going to derive equation of critical radius for both cylinder and sphere. Now let us derive equation for critical radius in cylinder. Now this is cylinder. Now R1 is constant. Now we are providing insulation, say R. Now we don't know how much thickness of insulation to be provided. Say now consider R is variable. R1 is constant and R is variable, right? We know that from the graph we have seen the total resistance graph like this. The total resistance is minimum where? At critical radius. Here resistance is minimum. So can I say the slope is 0 here? At critical radius, the slope of total resistance is 0. Therefore, at R equal to RC, critical radius, total resistance is minimum. Okay, at R equal to RC, the differentiation of total resistance with respect to radius is equal to 0. Okay, now what is total resistance? Conductive resistance plus convective resistances. Now what are the formulas? Conductive resistance formula for cylinder, Ln outer by inner radius divided by 2 pi KL plus convective resistance formula 1 divided by H into surface area, outer surface area, that is 2 pi R into L. Okay, now differentiate RT with respect to R. Therefore is equal to 0. Now 1 divided by 2 pi k L. Now differentiation of log x, 1 by x. Now 1 divided by r divided by r1. Now can I write r1 divided by r into, now r1 is constant, 1 divided by r1. Now here r1 cancel, plus 1 divided by 2 pi h L constant. Now 1 by r is minus 1 divided by r square is equal to 0. Okay. Now here r is critical radius RC. Okay. Now by simplifying, 1 divided by 2 pi k L, 1 divided by RC into RC is equal to, send this term to the right hand side, minus will become plus, divided by 1 divided by 2 pi h L RC square. Therefore 2 pi L cancel, 2 pi L cancel. Here RC square. Therefore critical radius equation for cylinder is K by H. Here K is for insulation. Okay. In question, he may be give insulation for pipe material and also for insulated material. Sorry, the thermal conductivity value is given for both pipe material and insulation material to confuse you. Okay. To calculate critical radius, we have to take thermal conductivity only for insulation. Okay. Now in the same way, we are going to derive equation of critical radius for sphere. Now analysis of sphere. Now we know that total resistance is equal to conductive plus convective resistance. Now RT is equal to conductive resistance plus convective resistance. For sphere, what is the formula for conductive resistance? R minus R1 divided by 4 pi k R R1 plus convective resistance 1 by h into area, surface area, 1 divided by h into surface area for sphere, 4 pi R square. Now at R equal to critical radius, the differentiation of total resistance with respect to R is equal to 0. Okay. Now differentiate RT with respect to R. Okay, first simplify this one. 1 divided by 4 pi k R divided by R into R1. R cancel. 1 divided by R1 minus R1 divided by R into R1. R1 cancel. 1 divided by R plus 1 divided by 4 pi h R square. Now differentiate with respect to R. Therefore dRT divided by dR is equal to 0. Now after differentiation, 1 divided by 4 pi k, right? Now differentiation of R1 is constant, it will become 0 minus, now 1 by R minus 1 by R square, now R become RC, plus 1 divided by 4 pi h, now 1 by R square minus 2 divided by R cube, here R become RC, is equal to 0. Therefore, now 1 divided by 4 pi k minus plus 1 divided by RC square plus Now send this term to the right hand side. Is equal to minus 2 divided by, plus, it will become plus 4 pi h RC cube. Now 4 pi cancel, here RC square, here cube cancel. Therefore, critical radius for sphere is equal to 2k by h. This is for sphere. Now for cylinder, critical radius equation is k by h. Here in both equations, k is for insulation. Please remember this point. Note, this may be an interview question also, or it may be any theoretical question. If the insulation is provided to the inner surface of cylindrical or sphere, what happen? Heat transfer increase or decrease? Heat loss increase or decrease? Now let us see. When insulation provided to inner surface. For example, take a cylindrical shape or spherical shape. Okay, let us say this is cylinder. Now the cylinder radius is R1. Now we are providing insulation to the inner surface. So now let us assume this is the insulation we have provided. Okay, now this is R. We know that conductive resistance, by increasing the thickness of insulation, conductive resistance always increases. Now what about convective resistance? Convective resistance formula 1 divided by h into area. See here, the inner surface area is decreasing. So denominator decreasing, total convective resistance is increases. Now both resistances are increasing, therefore total resistance increases and rate of heat transfer decreases. So in this case, no need to check critical thickness of insulation. Why? Because when we provide insulation to the inner surface, what happened? The surface area is decreasing, inner surface area decreasing, both convective and conductive resistance increasing. Therefore, the total heat transfer decreases. Hope you understood. Now we will continue in next class. Please like the video. If you have any doubts, please mention in comment box, and don't forget to subscribe. Convective resistance is increases. Now both resistances are increasing, therefore total resistance increases and rate of heat transfer decreases. So in this case, no need to check critical thickness of insulation. Why? Because when we provide insulation to the inner surface, what happened? The surface area is decreasing, inner surface area decreasing, both convective and conductive resistance increasing. Therefore, the total heat transfer decreases. Hope you understood. Now we will continue in next class. Please like the video. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment.